Flip it in the backfield, but instead Jackson wants to go up top, and a completion and a hard hit. He finds Taylor there for a first down to move the chain.
That's our two impact players right there. Jordan Taylor catching that third down pass and the hit by Tristan Wade. And you can see just the size of Jordan Taylor, 6'6", coming over the middle, catches everything that's thrown to him. A real good NFL prospect. I like the way he catches the ball away from his body. And
graduated. And it looks like they just get the snap off in time and a completion to hold it. A nifty move. And he's inside of the 30 down the sideline. And inside the 20. Big gain there. Vince Jeters, the linebacker, finally tracks him down and shoves him out of bounds.
Nice move on the outside by Hall after he caught the pass. Feeling the corner on the outside and then spinning away from him. Nice throw by Jackson. You can see that he gets away from Okacha, the corner.
Jackson keeps it himself. Jackson sniffing the end zone, and he's in for a touchdown. The Owls on top first on homecoming weekend here in Houston. Jackson's first rushing touchdown of the year.
Really good drive by Dreyfus Jackson, too. Really one of the things why Rice is on this 5-game win streak. They take care of the football. They do the little things really well, including blocking on the outside from the wide receivers that allow Jackson to have his first rushing touchdown.
13-play drive and shoot up 80 yards and over 5.5 minutes on the clock. Jackson, a nice job keeping his feet.
Prospect at the next level.
And 7 and second and 3. Man, immediately big hit there right at the 40. You mentioned they're trying to get the ball in the hands of Cam Jones, and Julius White seemed to know it.
Well, there's so many bubble screens in college football right now. These players aren't surprised by that right now. They react a lot quicker, and if you can't make that first guy miss, you generally don't make any yards on that throw.
It's 4 games. They give to Davis, trying to bounce it outside. He stretches it, gets free to the 30. And past the 40, he's into open field. Has to beat a man, and he won't be able to, but a huge gain. Crosby Adams finally tracks him down. Had to cover a lot of turf to get there. A huge game from Jawan Davis.
Well, Jawan Davis is what you just call country strong. Little marching band high step, runs right through an arm tackle of Okacha. They just brought their fullback in, Nate Shaw, kind of a lead blocker here.
And brought down to the backfield. What a big stop there by James Radcliffe.
James Radcliffe, the inside linebacker, is going to come right off the edge here. Going to catch this play right from behind. It never gets started. Great burst off the line of scrimmage right there.
37 yards long of the season for Fairmont, 40. That was a career long last week against FIU. And he drills this from 37 yards out. And that gives the Rice now a 10-0 lead. Armstrong remains in the backfield. Carter gets it deflected. Remember, Jarvian Williams out. He didn't even make the trip. Their leading rusher, really their leading all total yardage producer, both in terms of catching the ball and running the ball. So it's a big loss.
Ross Winship gets his hand up right here. Tips that ball. Anytime a defensive lineman can affect a play like that, it's always a factor.
On 3rd and 7. Jackson to pass, has some time, and a tricky catch made there inside the 30. First down for the Owls. They just continue to convert on 3rd and long. This time they do find Jordan Taylor.
Well, look at him over here. I mean, watch again. When we're watching Ian Gray here, look at how much time he gives Dreyfus Jackson. Rogers goes inside. Look at that wall in front of him. Jackson now is getting better inside the pocket. See a little separation in the middle of the field.
Fairmont on to punt for the first time today. Kenny Harrison met right there at about the 20, making Aaron Grubb.
Well, Rice has just been so solid. I mean, in every phase of the game.
Down. Play action, Carter. Scrambling, short field. Out of bounds.
So the National Defensive Player of the Week, Zach Patt, was all over Tucker Carter that time. Reading the play action fake, pressuring him, staying after the quarterback. Here's Pat down at the bottom. Watch him, the reaction here. Reads the play, avoids Inskeep, the guard, then chases down Carter all the way to the sideline. Nice play by Zach Pat.
Maybe more total offense than the Roadrunners had the whole game before. Robinson met at the goal line, running out of time, and he won't get there.
That's my point. Such a major mistake by the freshman Robinson. If you can't get there, you got to get down. You have one timeout in your pocket. You got to have that chance to at least get points on the board on their best drive of the day. Whether it was a shoulder injury, now a head injury, it's unfortunate because it started to mount a pretty good drive at the end of that first half.
Grubb takes it out of the end zone and doesn't get very far. So year. Before that, a shutout loss, and this is deflected and knocked backwards. Zach Pat right there.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Pat as he waves that finger like, not against me. You're not completing that pass, and here is right at the bottom.
Pat with the Mutombo in more ways than one right there.
There it is. I mean, you know, 5 sacks last week, sack here today, and
play action over the middle. Catch made inside the 30, inside the 20. Robbie Wells, his first catch of the year, but a flag. They were looking for him earlier down the middle in the first half.
Well, he's a 6'6" target. This is like tight end university here.
Quiet third quarter for Jordan Taylor. And lob it up top, back of the end zone. Hole is there, and he has a foot down for the catch and the touchdown. Hull's 4th catch of the season in the end zone, 4th touchdown grab of the year. A senior who had not caught a single touchdown until his senior season this year, and he's able to haul this one into the back corner.
Well, he beat the corner, Benedict Akacha, and you can see there's not much room in the back of that end zone there. That means tremendous touch by Dreyfus Jackson.
Third and 13. Need some yards here. Flush from the pocket. Trying to look downfield, but can't. Brian Nordstrom, no surprise, right there in the mix.
So we talked about both Pat and Nordstrom to start this game, and Pat forced Robinson out of the pocket, and then Nordstrom was there to finish it up. Here comes Pat's going to come inside, and then Nordstrom's going to finish it here. The two ends, just a little twist stunt right here. Here comes Pat inside, forces Robinson outside. Robinson can't escape the clutches of those two fine defensive ends.
Wants to throw this time around, steps up, and dropped right there at the 25. Got his eyes downfield. Brian Nordstrom, no surprise once again.
They needed like a special Nordy cam, just to follow him. Turns the corner against Cody Harris and relentless, chases Robinson down, and
they spoiled that possession right before the end of the first half. Robinson tries to get it away just to avoid the sack from Zach Pat.
This is when Zach Pat was cleaning up a week ago against FIU. And they were forced to throw every down. Here he is on the outside.
This is really the double whammy if you are the Roadrunners. A, not a great passing team, and B, in passing situations with a couple of defensive ends and a defensive line that is hungry for more sacks.
Yeah, like there is chum in the water, and these guys are sharks looking for a little feeding time.
November, it was back in late October, they lost 34-0 to UTSA.
Well, that was almost like a game of chicken with Zach Pat coming right at Austin Robinson.
Well, there's no doubt. Robinson, fumble, and Brian Nordstrom in there to force the fumble. The Owls think they have it. It looked like UTSA had it at first. Now flags are down.
Not an ounce of celebration from Nordstrom after that forced fumble.
And it goes to the Owls. Nordstrom, they call him the mechanic. He is as even-keeled as they come. And that was huge.
Well, here's Nordstrom. He's just going to be relentless on the outside. Turns the corner. Gets that left hand in to knock that ball out of Robinson's hand. And we talked about him before the game started. We've talked about him throughout the game. There's that left hand punching the ball out. Robinson will learn from that.